Hello, my name is Nicole, and thank you so much for taking the time out to listen. Today, we are talking about the difference that the Lord has made, and more specifically, when we see the laws versus the freedom that we have in Christ. Now, when you look at the Old Testament, for example, you see where it is talked about the Sabbath day, keeping it holy, and if one works on the Sabbath day, then he or she, back in biblical times, was to be put to death. Okay? That is Old Testament law. And you have some people who go into the Old Testament, take those old laws, and they put them into our modern day times. Even now. Okay? What are you talking about? Work. I don't work on Sabbath day. Oh, really? Okay, well then, I guess I'll just have to get somebody else to do this job. Well, I guess you will, because I'm not compromising my belief for no one. Well, God did not have Jesus die on the cross, okay, for us to be keeping laws that were taking people out of here for some of what nowadays we would say are very trivial things, like working on a Saturday. Okay? When Jesus came along, and when the early Christian church wanted to remember Jesus, okay, this law no longer became something that everyone had to adhere to. If anything, the day had been changed by the early Christian church. It was changed from Saturday to Sunday. So this is why you have all of these believers flocking to the church on Sunday. Now you have some people who will say, well, due to all of that, sun worship, right, and ungodly festivals and pagan rituals and everything else, that's why a lot of those folks too end up going to church on Sunday, because they're worshiping the sun god. Okay, whatever church or association or group or what have you that some of these people have gotten themselves affiliated with, and they are acknowledging a different God, that has nothing to do with the Christian though. Okay, if you want to go to church on Saturday, that's fine. If you want to go to church on Sunday, that's great. If you want to go to church only on Wednesday for Bible study, that's good too. The point is that we are free in Christ thanks to Jesus. This is why Jesus is so significant to the believer. Because if it wasn't for Jesus, we would still be trying to keep every single law from the Old Testament, and we would be oppressed, in bondage, spiritual, physical, and mental bondage. Okay? God has called us to be free, and part of that freedom is knowing that I can relax on any given day of the week. Part of that freedom is knowing that I can go to church any day of the week. Part of that freedom is allowing the Lord to move me, okay, toward the things that I truly want. Since He created me, He knows the desires of my heart. You see, being able to pray, being able to fast, being able to simply come to Him, because there was a time where if you wasn't Jewish, they wasn't thinking too much about you. Okay? And you didn't have the access. You're a Gentile, right? What are you doing over here? You see. So thank God for God. He broke all of those things through His Son, Jesus. The ultimate sacrifice. So for those of you all, once again, who just get tired of all of these rules and Lord, I can't keep up. God didn't call you to all of those rules, man did. So you go to Him and you tell Him, Lord, this burden I've taken on is too much. I need you to take this burden off of me. And he will. Some of you all, it may be such a burden put upon you dealing with religious this and religious that, because maybe God didn't call you to be a part of all of those different events and services and, anything else that the church has put upon you. And if that's the case, then you know what to do. Don't put yourself in situations where you know that it's more about man and less about God. Okay? When sometimes we just put too much on ourselves because we want to fit in, or because we want people to respect us or give us favor. Meanwhile, God said, I called you to be free. So don't be bitter or angry if your Sabbath is on a Monday or Tuesday due to a job. Don't be that one that is going off telling everybody, oh, it's a Sabbath day. What are you doing working? And you see how they got your mind messed up and twisted and all this other stuff. No, people who are shoving laws down people's throat, those are the ones that's twisted. Okay, they're not walking in freedom, and they want to put you in bondage because they're in bondage. No thanks. No, I don't want to report to the group every Wednesday. No, I don't want to be sitting on the phone talking to people because they're under some kind of bondage with their group. No, I don't want to be, caught up in this thing and that thing just because somebody took the scriptures and twisted them to their advantage. So when God shows us where people are in error, you don't have to argue with them. Just know that you're walking in freedom. They're the ones that want to keep the law. Okay. Jesus died on the cross. And so therefore we are not going to be the ones that's going to do something that he already done. That's for sure. Well, to God be the glory. Please do check the description box for anything that might be of interest. You've been listening to YouTube NM Enterprise 7. So please do subscribe. And also, if you haven't given, we do welcome donations. Simply click the link at the beginning of this audio message. To God be the glory.